I'm Sam from Happy Hedgehog Post, and today I'm going to show you step by step how to make your fire fairy. Now, I am using a different color roving, but obviously the technique is the same. So, in your envelope, you should have a large piece of roving with a knot in the middle. So, you're going to take your roving and split it in two, and then you're going to stretch over one part on each side and then kind of finagle it to where you get a nice flat head there. You can see. All right, so you have two options at this point. You can take the needle and then you can actually poke all the way around, which I like because it's just a bit cleaner. Or you could take a piece of sewing thread or dental floss, which will make it smell minty if you have mint flavored, which is usually what I have. And tie it around the head nice and tight, knot it, and then cut off the extra tail. So I just like to needle mine personally. Totally up to you though. And obviously if you're working with a small child, then the thread dental floss route is the best way to go there. Not to worry about injury that way. Alright, so my head's a little bumpy back here, so I'm just going to kind of pull it down a little bit with the needle and then put the needle through, make it look a little bit flatter. Okay, so you can see, oops, sorry, my first video, excuse me. So you can see how it looks. Okay, now you need your pipe cleaner. I already cut mine down to 10 inches. So what you're going to do is about a ½ inch, which is about that much. You're going to just kind of bend it like this on both ends. Those will eventually be your hands. And then you're going to want to take some of the white roving and kind of stretch it out like so. It comes apart pretty easily. But you want a nice thin piece. You don't want it to be all chunky because then it won't lay flat. It'll get too thick in some areas. And you're going to want to just work it around the pipe cleaner. Okay, and sometimes it'll come off, and that's okay. Okay. So you do it like that. Then you're going to want to go over your little hand area with some more. Get it. Like that. Okay, and then fold the hand over, and then you're going to want to wrap it again, just at the end there, because you've already done it here. And then just kind of do it as tight as you need to. And I kind of like run mine down a little bit just to kind of make it look a little nicer. You are going to be adding sleeves later, so don't worry about it being perfect. So you'll just keep working on your arm, giant arm. It'll really be 2 arms, but okay. So we'll do the other end. There we go. And then fold it, and then we'll wrap it some more. Hopefully your children will enjoy this more than my son did. He didn't last very long making his fairy. He got to the point where he was like, forget it, you just do it. I don't want to do it anymore. So he has a serious patience issue. Hopefully he'll have a better fairy making experience than I did, but we'll try again in a few months. Okay. Now you can choose to cover the entire pipe cleaner or not. You're not going to see this middle part. It's going to be tucked up underneath the fairy, which is the next step. So take your little fairy. Now you can split the body more, or you can just use one of your little flap areas, which is what I'm going to do, and just tuck it up underneath like that for right now. After we make some clothes, then we'll further get that in there with the needle. So I think this side of my fairy's face looks better, so I'm going to make that the actual front of the fairy. So I need to switch my arms to the front flap. There we go. Now, if you want to, you can go ahead and start securing a little bit there. You don't have to do a lot. Just watch out that you don't stab yourself like I just did. These needles are very sharp. Okay. So then you need to pick out your clothes. Now with the fire fairies, I give you a variety of colors. Everybody has different aesthetics. So you might choose, the deep red, or you might choose the bright red, or you might do a combination. My fire fairy definitely had a combination of colors. All right, so I'm going to just do green since my kid loves green, and we're all dreaming of spring here in Rochester, New York, where it is quite chilly. All right, so you're going to want to take your roving bit and then kind of put a hole in the middle that your fairy dress is going to start as. So then when you do it, it'll go on like that. Okay. Now some people like to, at this point, go ahead and make the band to go around the waist. It's not necessary to do it at this point. You can wait until your fairy has more clothes on. Totally up to you. I think some people find it easier to do it at this point. All right, so I've got some dark green roving that I'm gonna put on her as well. So you can just kind of drape her with some more roving there like that. Oops, I keep doing that. Okay. So do it like this. Just kind of keep working with the wool until you get it like the way that you want. And you can keep stretching it, and bits will come off, and that's okay. You can use those for embellishments, and then I kind of like finger comb mine, which helps get it laying flatter. Like that. So then you can see it has changed things up a bit, and there's more of a blend. So let's do the other side, and we'll kind of lay that on there and do the same thing. Just kind of finger comb it down. I'll get this right eventually. All right, finger comb it down a little bit and get it the way that you want it to look. Okay. So we're looking like this so far. Okay, and I like to add a little bit of decoration and stuff to mine, and I think I provided you with enough roving that you could do that as well. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to tie this belt on. I hope I gave it enough. So I'm just laying mine on the table there to just tie the belt. All right, tie it. I tie mine pretty tight. Okay. So here she is with her little belt there. And I want to give her skirt some more color. So in the back, I just tied a knot. You're not going to be able to see that with the fairy wings. Anyway, so, but I'm going to add more to her skirt. I feel like it's a little bit sparse. So I'm going to take more of the green, the lighter green, and give her more of a skirt. Okay, so I'm just going to lay that on there. I think I'm going to go like that, actually. I'm just going to kind of lay that on there. I'm going to lift up the dark green and then lay that on there and then take the felting needle. I keep messing that up. All right, I'm going to just do it like that. All right, so I'm going to take the felting needle and carefully not to poke myself, but I'm going to poke the skirt in a bit so that it felt into there a little bit more. And then you've got a, nicer skirt. And then of course I'm gonna finger comb it some more, and then some of the extra bits will come off. All right, so on the other side over here, I'm gonna add some more so it's gonna be the same situation where I put it on there, and then I very carefully, so I don't poke myself. Keep in mind these needles are incredibly sharp. They will draw blood, believe me. And then sometimes I come in at an angle like this. I'm coming in sideways to kind of further felt that at a different way. But you're going to want to just keep poking it until it all felts together nicely. Finger comb that out there. Oops. Sorry. Okay. We'll just do that. Nice and tidy. And then you can't see any of the white now. So then you can kind of make it look a bit more fairy-like. And then we'll get the dark green pulled down a bit. Okay. Make that look a bit better. Okay. So here's what she's looking like so far. Some of that off her chest there. I don't like that. All right. So now we have a lot of exposed arm situation going on here. So I am going to do some purple just to kind of give her a little bit more color. So I'm going to stretch out some purple roving and little bunches here. So something like this would make it easy. And then I'm going to start at her wrist area and go ahead and wrap it around. Nice and tidy as much as you can. off track a little bit. You want to make sure it overlaps, otherwise you'll be able to see the white through it, which wouldn't look very good. All right, so at the end, so I'm just going to wrap a little bit more. All right, let me get another piece. And I can finish going up her arm. Okay. The part you can see anyway. Okay, so I can see some white bit there, so I need to come over a little bit more. There we go. Okay. And then I'll just keep wrapping until it's completely done. Oh, I just saw on the camera that that's got a white part. Okay, I wonder, see if I can kind of shift it down with the needle. I'll just add a really skinny piece here to that area, and it will be okay. There we go. There we go, no more white. Okay. So now her arm is completely covered. Now, if you feel like the arm looks a little bit too skinny, you can do more on there. And I like to bring her arm forward a little bit, like maybe she's cradling something, or you can kind of play with the arms as much as you want to kind of give it a look there. She almost looks like she's doing ballet right now. All right, so cover the other arm, and then her arms will look good. Should be warm. It's not spring yet. Okay. Oops. There we go. Alright, so that's a start to that arm. Almost done with the arms. The trick is to make sure that it's really like small, skinny amounts of roving. Otherwise, it gets really thick and it doesn't look great.